What's up and welcome back to another episode of Yoga for Athletes. This routine is perfect after your workout or on your rest days to stretch out all the aches and pains in your body. Come on your mat and start standing at the back of your mat in a forward fold. In this position, keep your knees bent and make contact between upper and lower body. Let your head and arms hang heavy, and if you want to, you can even cross your arms and maybe swing from side to side or stay still however you want. Keep breathing in and out of your nose. And this is a great stretch, especially after lifting weights on leg day, lifting heavy stuff. This will decompress your spine and stretch your lower body and upper body as well. And if you want to take this a little bit further, now release and bring your hands behind your lower back, interlace the fingers and lift up the hands towards the sky while being still in a forward fold. Open up your shoulders and breathe. Make sure to pull away the shoulders from the ears, keep your neck long and relaxed. And maybe you can reach your hands up higher towards the sky or maybe even reach them over your head. Stay with your breath. And now slowly, with control, release your hands, come up halfway, straighten your back, and with the next exhale, walk your hands forward into a downward facing dog. You don't have to keep your legs straight. I want you to focus more on keeping your back straight and lifting your butt up high. And if you want to, you can start walking your dog, which means bringing one heel down to the floor and then the other heel. Just keep going like this. Relax your head, keep your fingers active, and keep breathing. And over time, try to straighten your legs more and more, but focus on keeping a straight back. And then slowly come into the middle of your downward facing dog, so stop walking. Keep your back straight, push away from the ground, breathe, and then with your next exhale, set your knees down to the floor. Step your left foot outside of your left hand for a lizard lunge with the right knee on the floor. Keep your chest up, keep your gaze forward and down, and try not to round your back. Push your hips forward and down to really open up the hips here. Create a good foundation with your right hand and then push your left knee with the left hand more to the outside so you're even on the outside edge of your left foot. Keep breathing, keep pushing the hips forward and down. Engage your glutes and core. It's a really active pose if you're doing it right, and you should feel it in both hips. And then we come back into lizard lunge and bring our forearms to the floor for an even deeper stretch. Try to keep your back as straight as possible and push your hips forward and down. Stay here for a couple more breaths. And now let's work our way back up and then switch sides, come into a tabletop position, and then step your right foot forward for lizard lunge on the right side. Hips forward and down, chest up, and then keep breathing and relax your muscles. And every time you get distracted by your thoughts, come back to your breath. This is a great way to train your mind to stay focused on a single task without getting distracted. And by learning how to control your breathing, you also learn how to control your body and mind in difficult situations. And now bring your right hand onto your right knee, push your right knee out to the side, and keep pushing your hips forward and down. And if you like to, you can make this pose a little bit more dynamic and move a little bit from left to right or up and down. But in this case, I like to stay still in this position. And then we release, bring both hands to the floor. And if you want to, you can also come onto your forearms again on this side. Just make sure to keep your back straight, push the hips forward. We stay here for about 3 more breaths. Lift back up and step your right foot back for a tabletop position. And from tabletop position, we come into puppy pose, so keep your hips above your knees, walk your hands forward and try to bring your chest down to the floor. Rest your forehead on your mat. Especially in back bends like this, it's very important that you focus on your breathing. You don't want to go too far so that your breathing is restricted. And if you have trouble breathing, just back off a little bit. A really nice spinal twist. Bring your left arm underneath your right armpit, lay on your left arm and the left side of your head. Turn the right shoulder up and stay here for a couple of breaths. Slowly release this position and switch sides. So bring your left arm to the front of your mat, get your right arm through the left armpit, turn the left shoulder back up and you really want to twist from your spine. Keep your hips up and breathe. Now come back up and come into a tabletop position, and from here we come into a pigeon pose. So step your right foot back and bring your left shin underneath your body and set your hips down, extend your right foot and really try to stay in the middle with your body weight and sink down with the hips. Keep your chest up for now. And later, if you feel like going deeper, you can bring your chest closer to the floor, maybe come onto your forearms or lower all the way down with your chest. If you're comfortable with it, extend your arms out to the front, lay your chest down and try to sink your hips down. Try not to fall to the left or the right side. Keep your weight distributed on both legs equally. And with each exhale, try to sink down. Now bring your right arm underneath your right armpit just like we did before, but we stay in the pigeon pose. This adds a little bit more of a stretch in your glutes, in your spine. Really great way to open up the body. Time to switch sides. So come back up, come back into a tabletop position, then extend your left leg back, bring your right shin underneath your body and set your hips down, set your foot down and keep your chest up for now. And in pigeon pose, the closer the front heel is to your body, the more accessible and easier this position becomes. And again, if you want to lower down your chest, extend your arms to the front of the mat, bring your forehead down to the floor and breathe here. You don't have to do the same thing as you did on the other side. So maybe you have some injuries going on and you cannot do the same position as you did before. That's totally fine. And if you want to take it further, go again for the twist. This time bring your left arm underneath your right armpit and then come here for the twist. Release, and we come into our last pose. We transition again through tabletop position, so bring both knees to the floor, cross your legs, and then roll over your shins to come into a seated position. Bring both hands behind you, bring your legs in front of you, and then lift up your hips for a reverse tabletop. Pull your shoulder blades together, lift your hips up really high, and focus on really opening up the shoulders. Now shift the hips forward, keep your hands as they are, keep your chest up, bend your elbows now, and pull the elbows together for a nice stretch in the front shoulder and your chest. Stay in this pose as long as you want to. This practice comes now to an end. And as always, I want to say thank you for joining me in my flow, clicking this video. And if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, like and share this video. And I see you next time.